Okay, so what we just did here, we powered on everything, turned on the controller. We made sure that the controller steering was set to 0, neutral. And then we put the servo horn on pointed straight towards this small arrow that's right here. It's actually what this diagram, you can't really read on the back of this, it's actually what it tells you to do. Turn the controller on, put it at neutral for the steering trim, put the servo horn on to where it is lined up down here. Now you will notice this is a different steering horn than what we took off of the vehicle. This is actually the 25 tooth steering horn that you could get for this. It also, what we had that came with it was a 23, so we did have to buy this. I'll leave a link for this part down below. All right, with everything, all of this is now put back together just as the opposite of how we took it back apart, like we showed you earlier in the video. Powered back up, controller is on, and the first thing I had to do was flip the switch. So what you'll see here is there's a throttle and a steering reversing switch on the back of the controller. So we actually had to reverse the steering because this servo takes signal backwards of how the other one does. The next thing we need to do is on the edge of the controller here is a steering dual rate. All right, and that limits the amount of travel that the total steering can do. So as an example, it's turned to the maximum now. If I turn it down, it almost doesn't turn at all, right? And these servos from Zuske were a 270-degree servo, so it'll actually allow it to turn the servo further than the steering can, than the physical limitations of the steering. And so what I typically do is turn it all the way down, turn all the way one way, and then use the dual rate to figure out where the end point of the travel is. And so all I'm really doing is watching the tire and seeing when does the tire stop moving. All right, and it stops moving somewhere right around there. And so then I'll check it on the other side, make sure I don't need to add any more. If you have your steering dual rate set wrong, you can actually fry your servo because you're asking the servo to steer more than it can, and it's fighting it. It'll overheat, it'll fry. But we are back in business. Strong, fast servo. Let's get out there and test drive it. All right, just like that. That is fixed. That is done. Love this buggy. Really actually do love this buggy a lot. So hope this was helpful. If you have any questions about how we did this or anything that we did along the way, why we picked that servo, anything along those lines, let us know down in the comments below. Have you had to fix this servo in your truck, in your Arrma Typhon? Let us know. But thank you guys, really appreciate your time, really appreciate you watching. Otherwise, hey, we're gonna be doing some more videos, putting out some more stuff. While we're waiting, come over here to this other side of the screen, click on some of these other videos, see what else we're doing, what else we're working on.